Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Go ahead.
Oh, I thought I lost my wallet. And
Thought you lost your wallet.
Right
It's right there. You're all good. So, crazy week of football, crazy week of free agency going on in MLB.
Yeah.
On the Seattle side, anyway. But it is what it is. Hold on one second. How was your week, man? How was your week?
Shoot, my week was pretty good.
Your week was pretty good. Tell me about how good your week was, man.
Well, it was a pretty short week this week, so that was always nice.
That's always nice. It is very close to Thanksgiving.
Yep. Tomorrow,
as it is tomorrow. So I did want to start out and do this. I went to a Jay Buhner signing the other day and got autographed T-shirts. And I wanted to give one to you.
Nice.
For
Thanks,
Thanksgiving,
man.
early Christmas present, and I wanted to give one to Justin, our off-screen guy.
That's so freaking cool.
So 2 autographed Jay Buhner T-shirts.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So, I'm a Thanksgiving handing out type of a person.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope you guys like that. Go Hawks and happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Fro. Dennis, hello, fellas. Missed you last week. It's all right. We'll be weekly, man, so no worries. Andrew Luck is on fire. Andrew Luck is on fire, man. It's been quite the ride for the Indianapolis Colts the last couple weeks, huh? They're win 5 straight now?
I think so. Yeah,
they're out here killing it. How about that Alex Smith leg break, dude?
Oh, right.
I want to just jump into that. That was insane.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was bad.
It was pretty brutal. Honestly, and the fact that Joe Theismann was there.
Right, and it was the same day.
The same 33 years ago. Yeah,
it was on the 40-ish yard.
It was so similar.
Yeah,
crazy.
On the 40-ish yard line, Joe Theismann gets his leg broke by a 3-time defensive player. And so does Alex Smith.
It's so crazy, man.
Everything
the similarities were insane, dude. They were crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely a glitch in the Matrix. That was
insanity, man.
Yeah, I mean,
insanity.
Yeah.
I was late to the show starting up on Twitch. So sorry you guys over there on Twitch, but we're live now. And sorry we're late starting this one, but we're talking interference sports, and I'm Nick. This is Eric, and we have our off-screen guy Justin.
Hey guys.
And so I'm sorry, we're kind of discombobulated. We had a little bit of an issue with my son pooping on the couch, so you know how it goes.
Yeah,
but
he's not talking about me, in case anyone's wondering.
But crazy week in football, man. Crazy week in football. How about the Seahawks game, dude? You want to talk about that real quick? Let's talk about that Seahawks game.
Yeah, why not?
I would like to talk about that Seahawks game.
Right
I didn't get to watch too much of it because I was unfortunately working. But I listened to it on the radio, and it was very exciting to listen to it on the radio. They came back, and it was very – the Packers and the Seahawks, they're not even in the same, division like the NFC East or West and the NFC North, but – the rivalry that's between them is always exciting. I almost look forward to watching a Packers game more than I'd rather watch an Arizona Cardinals or San Francisco 49ers game.
Especially
with the Seahawks
this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard I forget how long it's been, but them and Carolina, they built a really good rivalry there, and I think this game coming up will be the 9th year in a row that the Seahawks have consistently played, the Panthers, once, but
has it been that? Has it been?
Yeah, it's been 9 years.
That's crazy.
And I don't think it's been quite that long, but it's been almost that long for Green Bay too.
Yeah, no. So, I like the rivalry between the Packers and the Seahawks, the Panthers and the Seahawks. The Seahawks have developed very good rivalry matches,
right?
Because of the craziness that happens in these games,
especially the Green Bay games.
Oh, dude!
I mean,
dude, man, I'm telling you, I was overseas watching that NFC Championship game up there with the onside kick. That was one of the most insane games I've watched in my entire life.
Yeah.
I love that kind of a matchup.
Yeah, that game was...
Put the Hawks back in the hunt for a playoff spot. Yo, and I was saying it last week.
I've been saying it since the beginning of the season, but...
That was a must-win. That was a must-win game for them.
For sure.
That was a must-win game.
And so is this next one.
And I think the Panthers game is just as important.
And that's going to be a good game to watch, not only as a Seahawks fan, but also as a Panthers fan, because that's a must-win for Carolina
them too.
Well.
It's a very important game. I mean, we're talking playoff wild card spots right now. I mean, because if the Seahawks lose this, the Rams clinch the NFC West.
Right.
So realistically, we all know the Rams are going to anyway, but this keeps the Seahawks in contention for that wild card spot. And it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Penny did.
Rashard
really
Penny?
Good. Yeah, he did.
Dude, Penny looked good, man. Penny looked good.
Nuts.
And Rasheem Green getting his first sack.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's all good.
Seeing that.
Yo, and I also heard on the radio Frank Clark is averaging right now a sack a game. Like, the dude is on fire right now. Yeah. He's doing so good. Golden Tate, Hail Mary catch, best game between the two. Yo, I liked that game too. That was a good one too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What were you saying?
I also heard that Frank Clark is quite a bowler.
A bowler?
Yeah. I don't know. They were talking about it on 710 this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
They were just talking about the Seattle defense coming together and really, spending more time just not at practice together.
Right. And I think that camaraderie is really important. Absolutely, for sure.
Well, and why can't I remember who they were talking to? I think it was Rasheem Green. And he was like, well, we didn't really do that until like 3 weeks into the season. And it's like, oh, yeah, that was obvious.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, their defense wasn't as, on point as it is right now.
Right.
For sure.
I mean,
it's a young defense, too.
It is.
I mean, these guys are young.
I mean, really, everybody. With the exception of Wilson and Baldwin.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are other.
The fact that Earl Thomas is hurt right now,
but he's
a vet. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously around.
And so is Cam Chancellor and
KJ Wright. Yeah, I mean, these guys are the ones that are running the locker room for that veteran presence.
Right. They may not be there on the field, but
Penny has 20 carries for 154 yards in the past 2 games. That is impressive. I don't know for a fact, but I think the Seahawks are number 1 in rushing right now.
I believe you're right.
I'm pretty sure. And that's that punch the ball up the middle, punch you in the face, and control the clock that Pete Carroll has always been about, and I love it. Right. I have the same cuts, Fro says. I like it, man.
Nice.
We're out here. Heath, how about that showing out by the Bears versus the Vikings? Yo, let's talk about that, man. I like that. The Bears, man.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
I didn't either. And I'm not saying that it's because I think the Vikings are as good of a team, but having Khalil Mack back,
right,
and
that was huge.
It makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference. And the defense is probably the best defense in the league. I mean, and I also think that Trubisky's also really, really kind of like clicking on, or like firing on all cylinders right now. Like, the guy is just massively impressing me. And I don't know how you did you watch much of that
no,
the Bears game? It was very entertaining. Trubisky threw for 165 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The final was 25-20, and it was in Chicago. I think both of us picked Chicago as well. I think we picked Chicago.
I can't remember.
I know I bet on that game for the Bears to have 3.5 just because they were at home. So that was a very impressive game. And the game that they're about to play on Thanksgiving tomorrow, they play tomorrow against Detroit with Trubisky out. Yeah, Dennis, that's what I was just about to say. The Bears might lose the next game on Thanksgiving. I mean, and it is on the road.
Yeah, and who did the Lions just play?
The Lions. I can't remember who the Lions just played.
I even watched that freaking game. I can't remember.
It happens. We're forgetful people, man. I know I am. I'm trying to look it up. If anybody out there knows, for sure. But if I remember correctly, the Panthers.
Yeah,
and it was
at 1 point.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good game. I like that game.
It was a close one. Yeah, for sure.
Panthers.
I hate the Panthers too, man.
I honestly don't hate the Panthers. I just hate Cam Newton.
I'm not a fan of Cam Newton, but the Lions are missing carry. Yeah, their running back too. Yeah, they're the Detroit Lions. I didn't mean to click haha, but the Detroit running back is injured as well. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a close game. Cam Newton, 357 yards versus Matt Stafford's 220. Yo, blowing it up out there, dude. Blowing it up. I don't know, man. That's going to be a good game. And that almost makes me want to go ahead and jump into our picks if you have anything else you would like to talk about.
Well, I mean, do you want to talk about the Monday night game? Or not really?
Everybody has already pretty much said it. That game was probably, like, even before it started, I was talking to Brittany, who is my fiance. Shout out, wifey. Shout out, wifey. She was like, why don't you want to watch this game? And, I mean, I watched some of it, but not all of it, because we went out to go see a movie. But I decided that I didn't really want to watch all of it because I told her before the game started, I was like, this is going to be like a 100-point game. Like, they're going to score over 100 points. I said it before it happened. I said it, and that might be entertaining to a lot of people, and the type of people that watch college football as much as they do. But I much prefer watching a defense-heavy game because it makes me.
There was a lot of defense.
There was a lot of defense. There was like 2-3 scores off of defense. Each team scored a touchdown for sure.
Yeah,
for sure on defense. But
and what Mahomes ended up throwing 4 interceptions?
I think he threw 4 interceptions and he threw 6 touchdowns, something like that.
He threw almost as many interceptions as he did touchdowns.
What I was gonna say is I just don't like, and obviously it was a back and forth game. Like I was definitely paying attention to the game, but I didn't watch it. But the fact that they're putting up over 100 points is like, that's the type of reason why I don't watch college football, is because I feel like it's just like obviously defense was played, but I feel like defensive stops could have been more of a turning point in the game as opposed to scoring a touchdown. The defense scores a touchdown, then they come back and score a touchdown again. Like, I don't know. It was a great game. Blunt and Riddick are going to get a lot of work. I'm sure they will, Jim. Jim is part of the Game Changer Sports Network other channel for Run the Gauntlet, and they talk a lot about fantasy football. Well, their show is pick 'em, sit 'em type of a thing. So if you guys are into fantasy football and want some good advice, check those guys out. But I'm sure Blunt and Riddick are going to get a lot of action, and they're good running backs. So the Detroit Lions will be okay without Johnson. Best ratings? Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a Super Bowl game. It really was. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know.
I would suggest not watching a Saints game then.
Well,
high-scoring games.
I don't mind high-scoring games. I don't want to watch a team throw the ball 76 yards down the field every time. And it's just, I don't know. That's why I don't watch college football. It's just, and I knew that was going to happen, and that's why I didn't. But it was entertaining. I watched the highlights and everything, and I watched the last, the third and the fourth quarter. Like, it was entertaining for sure, but I guess I would just rather watch that than the 49ers and the Giants. Oh, I totally agree. That's definitely a way better matchup on Monday Night Football than... I guess just by comparison, I've been so kind of like, Monday Night Football. I would rather watch all of the games at one time on Red Zone and then watch the highlights of the entire game after they're all done instead of watching the Monday Night Football game, just because it hasn't been consistently good this year. It really hasn't. It hasn't. I felt like I was watching a Big 12 college game. Exactly. Who's your pick for the Apple Cup on Friday? We will bring that up. Both teams won't make the Super Bowl in my prediction. I think it's going to be the Chargers and the Saints. That's just my opinion. Fro says go Huskies, yards, not touchdowns. Exactly, dude. I like to see them hustling, like trying to get more, like fighting for those touchdowns instead of just chucking it up and getting they have good players, obviously, but I don't want to see you chuck it up and get a touchdown in 3 plays. It just doesn't bode well with me. Fro, the Apple Cup, that was something that I didn't want to bring up earlier or later in the show, but since it's already been brought up, let's go ahead and the Pick'ems Apple Cup. Who do you got? I'm going with the Cougars.
Huskies.
Ranked 8 versus ranked 16.
I thought WSU was ranked 6th.
I think, are they ranked 6th? I think they're ranked 8th. I looked it up. I wrote it down.
A couple days ago.
I might be wrong.
I'm probably wrong.
But
I thought they were 6th. But
what's up, boys? Jim Sweeney. Defenses have no chance in today's game. You're right, dude. Absolutely. I'm roughing the passer call or roughing the quarterback calls definitely dictate how the game goes. Hitting a defensive or defenseless receiver dictates how the game goes.
Yeah, and that's relatively new too. I mean, it's always been not kind of around for the last couple years, but what was that? 2 Super Bowls ago when it was Denver and Carolina. And that was, basically offense versus defense.
I think that was more like 4 or 5
that long ago?
Super Bowls ago. Wasn't Peyton Manning playing in that one too?
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 or 5 Super Bowls ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
I don't know. That was the last Super Bowl Peyton Manning played in, right?
Yeah, that was his last game.
Look up when Peyton Manning was the last game. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, they are ranked 8th.
Ranked 8th.
I was wrong.
Yeah, Dennis. Yeah. So, I mean, I think as far as the Apple Cup goes, I'm taking the Cougs. Go Cougs! And
I drink a whole cup of bleach. Go Cougs!
I was waiting for that. We were listening to one of the local radio stations here, and while we were hunting, and it was just
scoot back, that wire's right in front of your face.
It was just
driving me nuts.
It was I can bend it down. And it was just a ridiculous amount of talking about the Cougars when
college game
day was in Pullman. And it was just like, go Cougs for every single thing.
Yeah, it was like, buy a Kia, go Cougs.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But it's an inside joke between us. Sorry for, you got a little derailed. But I'm taking the Cougars. I think they look a lot better than the Huskies this year, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm also going to pick the Cougars for the exact same reason. And if you look at, their common teams that they played in common, Oregon beat UW, lost to Washington State. Colorado beat UW, lost to Washington State.
How significantly did Colorado beat the Huskies?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I just know that they lost.
It doesn't matter. The Cougs are gonna come out there and win this game.
But Peyton Manning's last game was the Super Bowl that he won.
Yeah. What Super Bowl was that? What year was that? That's what it's 2016.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay, I was wrong.
you win something.
Is it
So.
32? Yeah, it's okay. That was what,
But-
3 years ago? 2 years ago? It's almost 2019. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
Man,
Give it to me.
you fickle mistress.
Oh, damn. Okay,
But-
so
The other thing, though, is you can't, totally ignore the historical,
right,
how it's been for the past
the
5
Huskies.
years.
Yeah, the Huskies have won consistently.
and
Consistently.
the Huskies have won the last 5, 4 of which have been blowouts. And since Peterson and Leach have started coaching their respective schools, Leach has been out-coached, outscored, whatever, 27 points.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely, absolutely. But
So, I mean, honestly, with this game, in my mind, you have to take the rest of the season and just ignore it.
I kind of agree with you. But I mean, like, all I was gonna say is before you said that is if you look at it, I mean, the Cougars. I don't remember who they were playing last week, but they put up almost like 80 points before the half, or something crazy like that.
You also have to take into account that was it last week or is it this week is going to be anyway.
Huskies for life. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
The 3 big players for UW haven't played together all year.
Are they playing in this game?
Yeah, all of them are healthy now and eligible. So
things have gotten interesting.
yeah, that's because who? Damn, is it Gaskin?
I'm not sure, man. And like I said,
I don't pay attention to.
I don't watch college football.
So
I don't watch college football, but
I mean, I'm sitting here making a case for UW, but I'm going to stick with the Cougars.
yeah. No, you don't need to make a case for the Huskies, man. I'm picking the Cougs, and this is going to be the one that we're going to remember for a while, and I'm going to watch it because, I don't watch college football, but the Apple Cup and the Army-Navy game are the only ones that I watch regularly.
Likewise.
And while I'm on that subject, the Army got ranked in the AP polls for the first time since 1996. Let's go! I just wanted to drop that one out there too. Go Army! Just saying. All right, I didn't go to West Point or nothing, but it's all good. Go Army! Go Army! Larry Dixon, shout out Larry Dixon. I don't know if you're watching, but you owe me a video chat. All right, so let's roll right into, I don't watch college football, so I don't want to sit here and continue to talk about college football.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's roll into the NFL picks. Unless you have
All right.
something else to talk about.
Uh,
Before we go ahead, I don't remember exactly who it was or what game it was.
Alabama.
No, definitely not. Definitely not paying attention to an Alabama game. It was an NFL game. I don't remember who did it. I don't remember what team it was, but the quarterback threw the ball.
Okay. Super descriptive so far.
Missed the wide receiver. The cornerback caught it, and the wide receiver immediately stopped what he was doing
and
just drilled him.
Yeah, and then stripped the ball.
Yeah. That was one of the coolest things I've seen a wide receiver do in a while. But I can't remember who did it.
Was that?
I can't remember who did it, and I can't remember what team it was, but it was super impressive. I don't remember what wide receiver did
Dang it.
And he's a veteran. I think it was Larry Fitzgerald. It might have been Larry Fitzgerald. It was a definite super veteran, like somebody who's been in the league for a while, because he was like, I'm not even going to catch this ball. I'm not even going to try. And he just immediately went to hit him, and the ball popped out, and he was like, give me that. Didn't catch it, but I can't remember who it
Yeah,
was. If somebody's watching
I
right now
remember
and knows
watching
who
that
it was,
too.
I was like, damn, that's one of the best football moves I've seen in a while.
I'm glad
It
you
was
brought
awesome.
that up because I saw that and I wanted to bring it up and I totally spaced
Yeah,
it until
yeah.
you did.
I can't remember who it was, and I wish I had wrote down the notes that I usually do, but that was super awesome, and props to whoever it was. Whoever did it. It was awesome. I liked watching it. So let's move into the picks, man. Let's jump right into that. We got a whole bunch of Thanksgiving games. I didn't write down too much about them, but let's go ahead and move right into Chicago versus Detroit. Chicago going into Detroit. Their quarterback's injured, and Detroit's running back is injured and ruled out. It is in Detroit. And let's go ahead and look at the stats. Bada boom.
You know,
they're right there. That defense right there, though. I'm telling you, man. This is what gets me. But I don't know if the offense is going to produce as much as it normally does because Trubisky is out. I'm taking the Bears. I'm going to do it. I'm taking the Bears.
I'm going to take the Lions.
You're going to take the Lions? I'm glad you did. Who you taking?
I always like picking the odd dog. I'm going to do the Bears.
You're going to do the Bears? The Bears are 7-3, and the Detroit Lions are 4-6. You still taking the Bears?
Yeah.
Okay, taking the Bears. Moving right along to the Redskins versus the Cowboys. This is another thing I wanted to talk about. Why is it a tradition for the Cowboys to play on Thanksgiving? I'm sure you could look it up and it has a reason, but they haven't been good in a while. Why do I have to subject myself to eating a whole bunch of food and be disgusted on TV with the poor play of the Dallas Cowboys every Thanksgiving?
Because it's America's team.
Because it's America's team.
I mean, not according to Aaron Rodgers.
Not according to Aaron Rodgers. Lions, then it says. All right.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why we're subjected to this every single year. I'm sure there's a reason, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
I don't know, because the nation's turkeys come from
Texas.
Dallas.
Okay, all right. Okay. Lions also always play on Thanksgiving. That's true, Heath. That is very true. The Lions are pretty bad too, pretty regularly.
I don't know. I think it's just a tradition.
It is a tradition type of thing, and I get it. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. It says
it's tradition.
It's a tradition which begun in 1966 as something as publicity stunt for America's team. So just because he's the American
okay,
team.
All right. I mean, I just don't want to stuff my face full of turkey and then be upset that I get sick from watching the NFL because the Cowboys are on TV on Thanksgiving and I've stuffed my face.
You know what I do to cope with having to watch the Cowboys?
What's that?
It's called wild turkey.
Oh, hey, on Thanksgiving? There you go.
Yeah, I always save room for whiskey.
Okay, all right. So as we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys being on Thanksgiving, the Redskins are going into Dallas, playing them. Alex Smith is obviously not going to be playing in this game.
Surgery.
So hopefully he had a spiral. I don't remember how it's worded, but the fracture was so bad that the rotation of his leg, like the rotation that happened on his leg, fractured. That's what broke, not the weight, like the fact that he spun too much.
Right.
It's like a spiral fracture or something like that.
Yeah,
There's a medical term for it.
It's the same thing that happens when you fall backwards or whatever and you twist your arm like this and you break your arm. It's because your ulna and your radiate twist,
right,
and your fibia and tibia do the same thing.
Alex Smith suffered a compound fracture. The bone broke through his skin per source. Trauma surgeons discover Smith suffered a spiral fracture in his leg, defined as the large bone broken by rotational force. Smith, 34, faces lengthy rehab and faces a lengthy rehab process to try and return.
Yeah,
So because of this news, they're the first two teams to play on Thanksgiving, so they get it. Okay, makes sense. Cowboys will win the division, unfortunately. Colt McCoy returns to Texas. Hey guys, very true, very true. And it is kind of disappointing that I have to watch the Cowboys, but I get it. I get it's tradition. I want to watch the Seahawks play on Thanksgiving again. I want to see Russell Wilson eating a big old turkey leg after a win. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was
on
awesome.
the 50-yard line in San Francisco. That was
good stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good stuff.
Him and Richard Sherman.
Yeah, I like that.
That was good.
So yeah, because I thought the Redskins were going to win this division, but I don't anymore.
No.
Adrian Peterson looks good, but not good enough to win this or get this team more wins. They're 6-4 right now, but the Cowboys are 5-5. I think the Cowboys will end up winning it.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately,
as much as I don't want to pick the Cowboys in this one,
I'm picking the Cowboys as well.
Yeah, I am as well, and for no other reason than I think Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, dude, feed that guy. I don't know why they don't let that guy run more often.
I don't know, and it's frustrating.
Dak Prescott is not that good of a quarterback. Dude.
I agree completely.
I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's definitely not the as much hype as he's given.
No, he got a lot of hype because he came out and what was his first or second year or whatever. Was it the second year when he started getting a bunch of starts because Romo was hurt?
Right. No, I think he started his rookie year. I think Romo.
So, I mean, he had okay. So whether it was his first or second year, he did have a great year that year.
How big of a dumpster fire is it over there in Dallas that like Romo is just like, peace. I'm tired of carrying the team on my back. Here, take this, Dak.
Well,
take this huge L.
He also got tired of breaking his freaking neck.
I saw the funniest meme. Do you remember a little while ago when they had the memes where the floor is lava or whatever?
No,
there was a running joke on the internet where it was like the floor is lava, and they would like put like a funny picture of somebody like standing on some stuff they shouldn't be standing on. And it was Tony Romo on the ground, all laid out, sprawled out, and it's like, the floor is injuries. Yeah. So, I mean, I like that because I don't like Dallas. And I'm gonna stick with that.
I will say that I do like about Tony Romo now.
Giants will win the division. Dennis, I like it.
Is his announcing.
Oh, yeah, dude, I like his announcing. I enjoy I much prefer the Joe
Aikman.
Buck. I don't really mind Troy Aikman.
Yeah, everyone says that. I don't like Troy.
Hey, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. I don't mind Troy Aikman so much. Okay. As I don't think he's complimented very well when he's standing next to Joe Buck.
How about this? I don't like when Troy Aikman and Joe Buck call Seahawks games.
I don't like when Joe Buck calls any game that is not baseball.
Yeah, I don't mind Joe Buck.
I don't mind him in baseball. Stay away from football.
Yeah. But he's not going to.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Fox. So
whatever.
You know. You're stuck with us. You're stuck with him. All right, so we're both picking Dallas.
Yep.
Who are you picking?
Dallas.
All right, all three of us are picking Dallas. And it looks like Dennis is picking the Giants to win the division. You heard it here, guys. Dallas wins this one. Dallas wins this one. We're going to go to Atlanta going to New Orleans. Joe Buck is a joke. It's true. It's true, man. Is there really a question for this one?
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to go down.
I'm going to bet on this one.
Yeah, they're going to go down to that swamp and
get swamped.
And Drew Brees is going to have baked turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or
he's going to have baked
Hawk,
Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon. Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah. I'm taking New Orleans. No
Obviously.
doubt. No doubt.
You like that.
This guy over here, he's going to take Atlanta.
Yeah, he's going to be like,
Who are you taking? Who are you
It's
taking?
going to be Atlanta, bro.
Atlanta.
Oh,
Julio
my
Jones
gosh.
is going to get more than one touchdown.
He's going to get his second touchdown of the season. Oh, my gosh. It's a travesty out
Which
there.
is just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, well, he's one of the best receivers. Gary, hi. Thanks for joining us. Dennis picks Dallas. Skylar out here saying Huskies for life. Sorry, man. I missed you out on Twitch, but I still see you out there.
Damn, Alphonse, you stink.
Yeah, for real, dude. I wasn't going to say anything.
Over here.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Sorry, bro.
Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Battle in Cleveland or
In Cincinnati.
Ohio. Battle in Ohio. I like it because I like how good Cincinnati's been doing this year, but I'm taking Cleveland. I'm going to take Cleveland. I'm gonna upset. They won last week, man. Was it last week? They won last week, right?
I don't know.
I remember we were talking about it, and we were both like, "Hey, Cleveland's gonna win. Cleveland's gonna win," and everyone was like, "No, Cleveland's not gonna win." It was a trap game. It was a trap game for whoever was playing. Cleveland was.
Yeah, they won last week against the Falcons.
Falcons. That's what
God,
it
I
was.
just
Yeah.
picked the Falcons.
Yeah, that's what it was. Awesome. Yeah.
20-16.
I think this is
Wow.
gonna keep rolling.
That's
Browns are
pretty-
gonna win against Cincinnati. Cincinnati has kind of been dropping the ball.
Yeah, and
Go Bengals.
They always-
Cleveland. Dennis.
and yeah, I mean, I've been picking Cleveland every week, so you know I'm going to pick Cleveland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cincinnati's defense has just started. Even when I was waiting for you to get here, I was listening to John Clayton,
Okay.
and how did he put it? Oh God, it cracked me up. He said he said their defense is a travesty now, or something like that. Like they've just been doing terrible.
It's a dumpster fire out there.
But on the other hand, the Browns haven't been doing well on the road.
They haven't. They're better at home right now, for sure. Absolutely. But it is in Ohio. So, I mean, obviously it's not their home field.
Is it close enough to home?
I think it's
hope
as
so.
close as it's going to get.
Yeah. I like the Browns in this one.
I'm taking the Browns as well.
Bengals.
You're taking the Bengals.
And I actually
Okay.
do like the Browns in this
I
one.
like the Browns in this one. I'm
because-
not just picking them just to pick them.
Yeah, I'm not picking them in this circumstance.
I picked them last week against Atlanta just because I thought it was a trap game for Atlanta. Atlanta has been looking bad, and the Browns have been looking good at home. But I legit think AJ Green is out, and Cincinnati is not doing as well since he's been out.
Would this be Cleveland's first road win if they win?
I don't know. Look at their wins. It's not a win, but I think they tied Pittsburgh in. No,
they
that
tied
was
in
at
Cleveland.
Brown. Yeah, that was at Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and then
was
they
wrong.
lost to the Steelers.
They
in,
lost
in
in Pittsburgh. That was a trap game against Atlanta for sure. For sure, Gary. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. I like the Browns here. So let's go ahead and move to another dumpster fire game.
San Francisco. And
San Francisco
Tampa
versus
Bay.
Tampa Bay. They took Fitzmagic out in the middle of the game. It's a who's playing quarterback for us today situation out here in Tampa Bay. I don't know who to pick in this one because I thought San Francisco was going to win last week, I think. Who did they play last week?
I don't know.
I don't remember who they played last week. San Francisco played nobody. They were on a bye.
No, that's why we didn't pick them.
That's why we didn't pick
They're
them.
still looking for the first rookie.
The Cleveland Browns? Okay, so the Cleveland Browns have not won on the road. who was it that San Francisco played the Giants?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was on Monday night. And I was expecting them to beat the Giants. And they didn't.
Nope. Even after their high school quarterback or whatever
Nick Mullins for the win. I like it, Heath. Go ahead.
had a pretty, I don't know, decent game against, was it the Jets or something?
Yeah.
Won his first game.
Yeah.
And he didn't look good, but he didn't look bad.
Didn't look bad. For sure. Absolutely.
I'm straight up going to flip a coin on this one.
Flip it. Do it. What's what? What's
All
what?
right. The
Fire department logo.
the fire department logo.
Shout out to all those guys down there in California fighting some fires.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there.
That's going to be San Francisco.
San Francisco. All right. Flip it. And I'll pick whoever's opposite of what it is. All right. So
I'm taking not San Francisco.
you're taking not San Francisco, and I am taking San Francisco. So you get the Bucks.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks.
Okay, so you get the Bucks. I get the 49ers.
Yep.
That's how we're going to do it.
I'm just going to keep it out in case there's another
All
one.
right. These teams are bad right now.
Mhm.
Really bad. Fitzmagic, I love the guy. I want to see him do good.
And
Like watching
it doesn't matter who wins this one because we all lose.
We all do lose. Tampa Bay has talent but can't get it together. I agree with that. They can't get it together. That's why they're so bad. So I'm
So
taking
the
San
49ers.
Francisco. I think they would have been better if Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get hurt this year.
Agreed. But he did.
Yeah, you're right. So
I mean the Redskins
I don't
probably
really-
would have been good this year if Alex Smith hadn't got hurt.
you're right. All right. Well, it's all situational.
Right.
It's all situational.
And that's why I watch sports.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you never
exciting.
know what's going to happen.
It's exciting. So I don't know why my mouse is being slow, but so the next one is Jacksonville going in to Buffalo. Also another game that I feel like I could flip a coin on because Buffalo wins games
Oh,
they
flip a coin?
shouldn't be winning. No, I've got to pick. But Buffalo's winning games they shouldn't be winning. And Jacksonville just hasn't been winning, really. What was the last game Jacksonville won? They lost to the Colts. Did they win last week or were they on a bye? I don't remember watching them. They played against the Steelers and they lost to the Steelers. Week 9. Jacksonville was on a bye. So they played the Eagles and lost to the Eagles. That's 4 weeks. Then they lost to the Texans, or the week prior to that, they lost to the Texans. They just haven't been winning. They lost to the Cowboys. They have not won in freaking 5 weeks. 5 weeks. I am taking Buffalo. Taking Buffalo. Cool, Jags for me. I like it. Gary, it's all right to be wrong.
Hey, that's still my line. Damn it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't have an opinion on this
Jacksonville's
game.
not winning, bro. They don't win games right now. Blake Bortles needs to go. They need a
I
new
agree.
quarterback,
Yeah,
dude.
all right. You've
Bring
swayed me,
in-
Buffalo.
Bring in Teddy Bridgewater. Bring in Colin Kaepernick. Sorry, I said it. He's a better quarterback than Blake Bortles. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, no,
Who?
I'm not gonna get into the whys or whatever, but no one's gonna touch Colin Kaepernick.
Well, I don't remember who did it, but Mark Sanchez just got signed. Mark Sanchez. I think it was for Alex Smith broke his leg. The Redskins. I think Mark Sanchez is playing for the Redskins. Butt fumble, baby. Jacksonville will win, Gary says. Buffalo, Dennis. I like your pick. Dennis. I'm going with Buffalo also. Yeah. Did you see Mark Sanchez got
I did
signed?
not. That was the first time I heard that.
Mark Sanchez got picked
Yeah,
up
backup quarterback.
for the Redskins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that they were looking for a quarterback, but I didn't hear if they got anybody.
Let's get Blake Bortles out of here, because if Mark Sanchez has a damn job, Blake Bortles should not. Mr. Butt Fumble. Washington, that's right. Yeah, he's a backup in Washington. Yep. Okay.
And McCoy's going to be starting quarterback.
McCoy's going to be starting for sure, yeah. All right, so Oakland is going into Baltimore. And I feel like Baltimore was really red hot for a little while, and then all of a sudden just didn't feel like winning games anymore.
I'm going to take Oakland in this one.
You're going to take Oakland?
And here's why.
This is rough. I want to hear it.
Because Joe Flacco's out.
Oh, yeah, his hip.
Yep. Joe Flacco will not be starting.
Wow.
So that's the only reason I'm going to take Oakland in this game.
Who's their backup?
In Oakland?
In Baltimore.
I have no idea.
The guy's like Kennedy or something like that.
It could be.
I think his name's Kennedy.
I'm looking at it right now.
I don't.
Baltimore will win. Lamar Jackson. That's who it is. Lamar Jackson. Heath, you're right. Absolutely. I like it. And I'm taking Baltimore. It is in Baltimore. And Oakland is pretty much as big of a rebuild as you can get without being the Seattle Mariners.
We'll get to that.
I think Lamar Jackson.
It is Lamar Jackson,
Okay.
yeah. The Raiders are as big of as a rebuild as you can be without being the Seattle Mariners. So, I am taking Baltimore.
I'm going to stick with my pick.
Hey, you do your thing. Here's the game. The Seahawks going in to Carolina. This is a must-win for both teams.
For sure.
Because if and I said it, dude, because they're going to lose. The Seahawks are not beating Kansas City. Absolutely not. No. Seahawks ain't beating Kansas City. It's not happening. Not going to happen. What week is it? So 13?
Do a Russell Wilson miracle.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. So the Seahawks have the 49ers in week 13. They'll probably win that. The Seahawks have the Vikings on Monday Night Football in Seattle. They'll probably win that. The Seahawks then have the 49ers again.
And I think that's also when I think KJ Wright is projected to be back.
Be back, yeah. Then the Seahawks have the Chiefs, which they will lose. And then, week 17, they're playing the Cardinals. So if the Seahawks beat the Panthers and then turn around and lose to Kansas City and then win out the rest of the games that they play, which obviously it's because we just talked about their schedule. It's not in that order, obviously, but I'm okay with them losing to Kansas City. I'm not okay with them losing to Arizona, San Francisco at all. Like, you can't lose to San Francisco.
Those are games they just need to win.
But if you lose to Carolina, they're not making the playoffs. I don't think so. So, yeah, I'm picking the Seahawks as a Seahawks fan just for the fact that we need this win.
Mm-hmm.
So, go Seahawks.
Yeah, and the Seahawks have just been playing better football.
And they've been looking good. The Seahawks have been looking good.
Carolina's been looking equally as bad. As
a divisional team, the Raiders will lose the game and the Raiders will be killed after this week's Chiefs by week going to Raiderland. Okay?
Alrighty then.
Maybe I read that wrong. I don't know. Maybe retype it. Sorry, buddy. F. Cam Fruiton. Fro, I'm with it. I like it. I'm going to have to pick Carolina. Gary, I don't like hearing that, man. I'm sorry. Dennis, what are you doing? What time that game start? I think that game starts at 10.
Ooh, I believe so.
It's an early game, isn't it? Because it's in – what week is it?
It's in Carolina.
It's in Carolina. I think it's a morning game. Pretty sure. It's at 1. But I think it's Eastern time zone.
So
Eastern time
it's
zone.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yep, they're in the morning.
Don't drink too much on Saturdays.
Seahawks might lose this one,
Don't you tell me what to
guys.
do.
I hope they don't, though, because if they do, it's going to be rough. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going.
You're taking the
too.
Seahawks?
Yep.
All right. Justin, who are you taking? Seahawks. Let's go, baby. All right. Moving on right along to New England versus the Jets. Say it.
New England.
Yeah, New England. Absolutely. Everybody's thinking New
Jets
England.
beat New
I
England.
will,
That'd
yeah.
be awesome.
I mean, they did lose to the Titans.
They lost to the Titans.
And not by a little bit either. The Titans stomped them. What was it, like 38-10 or something like that?
Yeah, but then this is a reoccurring thing for the Titans where they win games they shouldn't and then completely lose games they should win. So, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks, Fro.
Well,
Western Coast teams that play early games and the East Coast don't fare well. It's very true. But the Panthers have not been playing very well, which is a plus for the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are starting to click a little bit more and more. That's just how I feel. And that's why I'm taking the Seahawks. Jets, Gary says. F the Cheatriots and Tom Gady. Hey, man. I don't like Tom Brady either.
I don't either, but I have to be realistic.
I'm being very realistic. Let's all be real and say, the Jets, they're not gonna beat the Patriots. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
I like it. Gary.
I wish you were right, Fro, but hey, man. That's not where my money would go.
I'm gonna say go Jets, just because shout out those Girls Gone Green. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but these girls have a podcast that one of them's an Eagles fan and one of them's a Jets fan, and they just like banter back and forth, and they're both comedians. It's hilarious. I'll have to show it to you. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say go Jets, but I'm picking the Patriots. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, trust me, Dennis. We both hate.
We hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
We hate the Patriots, but I like to be realistic. As well as I'm going to be realistic by saying I believe the Philadelphia Eagles will be beating the Giants in the game that they're about to play. And the next one that we're picking. Who are you picking?
Wait, what now?
Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What's the line on that game? You know what? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles in that one too.
If the Jets get more than 10 points, I'll take the Jets. But I don't think that's the case. Are you going to take Philadelphia?
Yeah, I'm taking.
You're taking Philadelphia as well?
Yeah.
Everybody's taking Philly here.
Have you ever been to Philadelphia?
No, but I know their fans are not the nicest people in the world. So
well, anytime you have to grease poles so people aren't knocking over the light posts.
Yeah, they're
it was a riot.
They're a little rowdy out there in Philadelphia. No,
Well,
even the 76ers fans, dude. Like, what is really going on out there in Philly? Are you guys like? Is there something in the water that are making guys that crazy?
No, it's this whole city smells like piss.
I thought it was supposed to be brotherly love. Why are you throwing beer on people at the game? Why are you beating people up in the parking lot? What the F, man? For real.
It's better than
crazy.
It's better going to Oakland and getting stabbed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like. Well, Oakland fans have a right to be a little upset right now because they don't. They're not gonna have a team in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like what 3 years ago.
At least they know their team's leaving. Rest in peace, Seattle Supersonics. I did it. I did it. I hate you, Howard Schultz. I hate you.
Yeah, you can get your
You suck, man.
cappuccino.
Barkley scores 3
bullshit out of
touchdowns. I think he scores 5. But the Philadelphia Eagles still win. Just because I have him on my fantasy team. So let's move right along to the Dolphins, the Fins, versus the red hot, fiery Indianapolis Colts, who I am picking.
Dolphins.
Andrew Luck is firing on all cylinders. T.Y. Hilton making all the catches. T.Y. I'm taking Indy.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. I think
I want to pick Miami for no particular reason. I just do.
I don't know where
But what, the Colts have won 5 in a row now?
Yeah, I don't know where the
So-
standing is right now when it comes to
I'm gonna stick with the Colts. They've been good to me the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
they have.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts.
They're 5-5. Both teams are 5-5. I don't know where they're standing in wild card position, but we might see the Colts, and they keep playing like this in a wild card game, and I would like to see it. It's been a long time since Andrew Luck's seen the playoffs.
Well, it's been 2 years since he's really played?
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I've always liked him.
I have too.
He's taking the Dolphins. Dennis is taking the Colts. If it was the Indy of old with Manning, I would take them, but it's not. Hey, you know what? I like Andrew Luck, and he's a good fit there.
What was that State Farm commercial when he pulled out some of his beard? He's like, "Luck is in the air." That shit cracked me up.
Good stuff. I like it, man. All right, so why don't we take the next pick, which is Pittsburgh versus Denver, and have Justin explain who he's picking and why.
All right.
Who are you picking, Justin, and why are you picking them?
Ooh, Denver.
You're taking Denver.
I don't like the Steelers.
Okay, hey, you know what?
And that's the only reason I need to give, because I just never liked the Steelers ever since that Super Bowl loss.
Agreed.
So,
Okay. Hey, you know what?
I'm still gonna pick Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh too. But I don't like them just as much as the next Seahawks fan, but you got to be realistic just as much as it is when it comes down to New England. I don't pick against New England in teams or on games where they're going to win, and Pittsburgh's going to win against Denver.
Although, Denver did just beat the Chargers.
Yeah, that's true, but that's a divisional matchup.
That's true.
That's a divisional matchup.
And they only won by 2 points.
Right. And it was in Denver, right?
No, it was in LA.
Was it?
Yeah.
Whoa! That really kind of takes my
StubHub Center, the stadium, StubHub Center.
I don't know what the stadium's called. Does it say where it's at?
Well, it was in the Coliseum.
I think the StubHub
So that
Center.
would be in LA.
Yeah, that's in LA. That's right. Okay. So, that kind of throws my Chargers are as good as they are conversation a little wrench, but I'm still going to say it. I think the Chargers are going to be the ones in the Super Bowl in the AFC. I'm going to keep saying
Nice,
it.
Dennis.
Another Coliseum.
I can pick the referees to win. Yeah, if you're a Steelers fan.
It's not the Coliseum.
No, the Coliseum is for the Niners. I was happy when Denver beat Chargers in LA. I like it. I don't
know. They kept saying it in the game, but
it's
whatever.
not the Coliseum.
Yes.
You know what?
The
It
Rams
wouldn't
are in the
surprise
Coliseum.
Yeah, the Rams are in the Coliseum. But you know what wouldn't surprise me is if they moved the game to the Coliseum because of the fires.
maybe.
That makes more sense to me. Because I think I'm pretty sure the StubHub Center is for the Chargers and the Coliseum's for the Rams. Why do you have so many damn football teams in
I
California? Stop it.
Or in LA, you got 3.
Stop it.
Well, for another season.
Yeah, for one more. Well, they're in more of the Bay Area, more of the San Francisco area than they are in LA.
No,
The Raiders. So, whatever.
Okay.
You don't need 5
But
teams.
still.
You don't need 5 teams. Give Indiana a team or Idaho
Montana.
a team. Freaking
Let's go
Even-
North Dakota.
Even
Montana.
even the state of Kansas deserves a team because they have a team named the Kansas City Chiefs and they're located in Missouri. That's messed up. Can we talk about that? I don't want to talk about that. No, that's the Rams. You're right. Thanks, Sean. I miss you. I love you, pretty face, and congratulations on your promotion. Oh my God, you said the Chargers in the Super Bowl? LOL. Hey, Gary, you know what, man? It's funny, but you're going to be laughing when I'm over here, and I'm right. And I'm right. Who do you think's going to be in the Super Bowl for the AFC? Not going to be the Chiefs. The Chiefs do not have a very good track record in the playoffs the last few years, and I think it's going to be the same case.
I don't know.
You don't know. It's okay. We'll wait a little while before cool. It won't ever happen. Hey, man, Gary, it's okay. I still love you, buddy. We'll move right along to Green Bay and Minnesota. In Minnesota. And I like Green Bay in this one.
Yeah.
Houston versus Saints Super Bowl. Dennis, what are you talking about, baby? Why? What is the Houston? What is?
They got a pretty good record.
Is it? Are they 5-7-3?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. I don't see it. I'd take the Patriots over the Texans, man. I'm sorry. I hate saying it. But they choke. He's right. They choke. I'm taking Green Bay. I like Green Bay. After that Seahawks game, they kind of fell apart in the second half. But I think Minnesota is not as good as it's everybody hypes up around them right now. What is our record right now? 5-4-1, whereas the Packers are 4-5-1. Ooh, the Vikings have won the last 3 matchups. And it is in Minnesota.
Damn, they got blanked.
Ooh, I did not see that.
It doesn't matter. I'm still going with Green
The
Bay.
choke. Cool. What are you smoking? That was funny, man. I'm smoking a lot, bro. I'm out here in Seattle. No, I'm not smoking, bro. The Chargers are going to get in the Super Bowl. And medical marijuana. Hey, mustache. They tie. Do you think they tie, Dennis? I like it. Okay.
I didn't know that was an option, but yeah, I'm still going with Green Bay.
It is an option. I'm taking Green Bay. Who are you taking? Vikings. Okay. I'm kind of reluctant on picking the Green Bay Packers after looking at that last little setup there, but I'm still going to take Green Bay. Tennessee versus Houston is the Monday night game. Who you got? I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to take Houston too. They've been looking good.
And yeah.
And Tennessee.
It also depends on which Titans show up.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And Tennessee either really, really shows up
or they stay home.
Or I actually, because you can't really tell what they look like when they have helmets on, I think maybe they just don't make the road trip sometimes and they have replacement players come in.
They just find guys.
Footsteps Falco.
They're just like
Shane Falco. Yeah. That's not Marcus Mariota out there. That's freaking Keanu Reeves.
Sean does make a good point, though. But it is Aaron.
But it's Aaron. Okay, man. The GOAT, guys. The GOAT.
No, you stop that. You stop that right now.
I pick our Aaron Rodgers to cry about something. Hey, Aaron Rodgers does cry a lot about a lot of stuff.
Hey, man, he's an emotional guy.
He's sensitive.
Whatever. It's a new generation.
All right. Well, that kind of brings our NFL picks to a conclusion. As I pick Houston, you pick Houston. Mm-hmm. Justin picks Houston.
Okay. Oh, finally, all
right. There we go.
It's Houston. I never thought, didn't think that was going to ever happen, but
me either. But I'm okay with it. I'm down for it. So, I have officially run out of the notes that I have. However, I still do have something to talk about. And I got a bone to pick out here with what's going on over here.
That was unintentional.
You knew it was going to happen. We're going to have the conversation about the Seattle Mariners because they're doing some moves, and we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
All right. I'll let you start.
As a Seattle Mariners fan, this is really rough to watch. This is okay.
I got the Raiders, Sean.
This is disgusting to watch, okay, man? So there are historical United States of America events that have happened since the Mariners have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's been,
to say the very least.
It's taught in schools for kids that kids kids get taught about 9/11 in school now. And the Mariners have not been to the playoffs for that long.
Yeah. Next year they're going to be kids graduating high school.
Yeah.
That have never seen the Mariners in the playoffs.
They trade away James Paxton. As a Mariners fan who likes to watch the Mariners, this really hurts and sucks. But it was a really, 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 really good move.
Yes.
They needed this. They need to do this. And we were talking about it before. And they need to do stuff like this. But what really bothers me is that we're shooting for 2020 playoffs now. Well, what were we shooting for before? Is this the Sheffield kid is a top prospect. And from what I've seen, he's got a lot of upside, got a lot of promise. But how many times are we going to continue to roll the dice on these prospects?
Well, when you've traded away all of your prospects like the Mariners have, you have to start somewhere.
Ew.
And you're not going to build a team around a group of guys that's 30 and older. 29 and
James
older.
Paxton has not completed an entire season without getting hurt for the last 3-4 seasons, I think. It was a good move. It was a good move. But James Paxton is a good pitcher. He threw a no-hitter last year.
Yeah.
You could get more than 3 prospect, 2 pitchers, and whoever the other guy was. You could get more for them.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly how all of the contracts work and all of that, whether he finished his contract or
James
whatever,
Paxton had 2 more years left on his contract, where we have Sheffield for the next 7 now.
Yeah.
It was a good move. But
I'm always a little leery as a Seattle fan, though, of trades with the Yankees.
I'm more as you're wearing this.
Well, yeah, put this aside for a second, but historically speaking, the Mariners have not had good luck with trades with the Yankees.
The Mariners haven't had very good lucks with trades in general for the last decade.
But more specifically with the Yankees. They've been burned, 3 or 4 times now? Pretty hard.
Pretty significant.
By the Yankees.
Pretty significant.
So
I've been reading online that Gene Segura is next up on the chopping block for trades.
And Gordon.
D. Gordon's on the chopping block now too?
Now bought it.
What does it say? I have not heard this.
I haven't heard this either.
I've heard about Gene Segura.
If Cano stays at second, either Gordon or Segura almost certainly will
get rid of Cano. Cano has higher cap against you. D's younger. D's faster. D gets on base more than Cano. D doesn't do PEDs. Just kidding. He got caught for PEDs. But I retract that last statement. It's been a while. Cano just got off a 90-game suspension. You keep D. Gordon. You get rid of Robinson Cano. They need to throw Edwin Diaz on the chopping block too.
Yeah.
If you're going to rebuild,
don't keep a closer.
there's no reason.
No. His trade value has never been higher,
and it's
it probably
not
never will
going
be
to get higher. It's only going to get lower.
Yeah. And as much as it does suck to say, you're not going to get anything for Cano.
You're not either. You're right, dude. The guy has.
You're going to get more.
Get rid of him too.
Gordon than you are Cano.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
You just, if you're going to commit to it,
no point in keeping him though.
Then
he has the highest cap amount, or like the biggest contract.
But you know what you're going to have to. You know what the Mariners are going to have to do? They're going to have to eat some of that cost. They're going to have to pay for a couple years to get rid of these guys, and in order to rebuild their prospects so that they can be good later on. Because you're not going to build a team around, a Nelson Cruz or a Robbie Cano.
They let Nelson walk.
I know, but it doesn't. A player like that, you're not going to.
You don't build around that.
You're not going to get much for him. You're not going to build.
I don't even think you keep Seager. I think you need to get rid of Seager too.
I agree.
Get rid of Seager. It's not even build around It's not even build around D. Gordon. That's not what I'm saying. But that guy gets on base. That guy steals bases and gets in scoring position. Keep him around for the 2020 playoff run that we're gonna have. That guy needs to stay. Cano doesn't. Cano costs too much for nothing. Maybe some home runs here and there. Lose him. Boys, we the Browns of baseball. Sean says it the best. No. The Browns are the Mariners of football. Get it right.
The Browns have actually been to the playoffs more recently.
Get it right. This is disgusting.
Yeah, the last team that had a longer stretch was the Bills.
The Bills. And they made the playoffs last year. Like I was saying. Dude, it's so frustrating. Yo, if you're going to trade James Paxton away, which they needed to, get more. Don't roll the dice. They need to get rid of Robinson Cano and look at getting maybe somebody like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. Get somebody to build around like that. You don't think so? I know you hate Manny Machado, but you know the guy's good. I don't think you win championships just with Machado alone.
No, and I don't think you build a team around Machado either.
So then what do you do with that? Get rid of Cano.
Yeah.
He's got to go. There's too much money. He costs too much. I feel like I sound like Chaz when I'm saying that. No more Tower of Terror.
It's too loud.
It's too loud. No. Cano costs too much. Get rid of him. He needs to go. Edwin Diaz is the most valuable at the point in which his career he will ever be. Get rid of him. You're not closing games. We're not going to playoffs next year. Get what you can for Edwin Diaz.
Absolutely.
Get rid of him.
And yeah, I mean, and in some of these guys, you're going to have to eat some of the cost. And even if you only get one or two like middle of the line prospects,
I don't even want prospects.
You need those guys too.
I don't want prospects.
Because right now the Mariners don't have shit.
You're right, but okay. What does it say? Segura was mentioned in Tuesday by tweet of MLB Network insider Ken Rosenthal as discussed in a package trade with the Padres that would also send Mike Leake to San Diego. So who's going to be our ace pitcher in 2020?
Gonzalez.
They're DePito. We don't have Paxton anymore. I'm mad about it, but it was a good move. Mike Leake's going to be gone. What is Wade LeBlanc?
Yeah. Gonzaga upset.
Gonzaga,
dude.
yeah, no, go Zags.
Hell yeah.
Go Zags. But no, it's frustrating. Because you talk about a 2020 run, who's your pitchers? Edwin Diaz isn't going to save you from a 10-3 game because you don't have the bats. You don't have the starting pitchers. Felix Hernandez is not an ace pitcher anymore.
No, he needs to retire, I think.
Yeah.
This is a hot dumpster fire. This is more than a dumpster fire. This is Chernobyl.
Which also happened more recently
than the Mariners going to the playoffs. Shit.
Feels like it anyway.
It is horrible, man.
Yeah.
This is insane. So I'm sorry, I had to go on my tangent, man.
And honestly, I don't know what you do.
You get rid of Cano. I think that's where you start. Because that's where your money is.
I mean, that's a start, but
he's the highest played player on the team, I'm pretty sure.
Getting rid of Cano doesn't solve your problem.
He gives you money. Gives you some money back, which the Mariners don't have.
This is a quote from DePato.
Clearly, we've opted that 2019 is a year we step back. Step back from what?
Having 80 wins.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Step back.
They're going to go 60
hoping to take two steps forward in the 100,000 steps that you've taken backwards. You take 2 steps forward. DePito said. When I say 2020 and 21, it's simply gauging the ages of the players we're building around. Smith is 25. Fraley's 23. Gilbert, White, Lewis, they all start to pile up in the same general time zone. Couple that with Haniger, Diaz, and Marco, will start to add up a pretty exciting group. We're adding impact players, and impact players don't generally take that long to begin making an impact. What are you talking about? What? Oh my God, man.
Anyway, Mookie Betts is a whole MVP.
Jesus.
Oh, if it hadn't been so long, it wouldn't be so funny. But it is funny.
Why? We're taking 2 steps forward, guys. We haven't been to the playoffs since the 90s, I think. Maybe 2000. No, it was 2001.
Yeah.
2001. Because of that 116 game wins. Yeah. That was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
One more year and this losing streak is legal to drink.
Anybody who's from the Seattle area and that drives through that Fife, Tacoma area, the drought has been almost as long as that construction has. That construction's been there since I was in elementary school.
Don't worry, brother. Taking 2 steps to fix it.
We're taking 2 steps forward, guys. This is ridiculous. This is insane. Yo, start by getting Cano out of there. I like Cano. Start by getting Cano out of there. Get rid of Diaz. That quote that we just read, if he's saying we're building around a closer, we're not going to the playoffs until 2030, baby.
Yeah, if you build around
Let's go. How do you build around a closer?
The Red Sox didn't build around Kimball. You just don't do that shit.
What? Or why? I cannot talk about this anymore, dude.
All right, then.
Bye, Paxton. I miss you already.
They're fun to watch.
I miss you already, Big Maple.
The Eagles left the building.
In a good note about the Mariners, though.
Tickets will be cheap.
Tickets will be cheap. I won't have to be crowded when I go get my concession stand stuff when I go to the game. There won't be so many people that there's no elbow room.
Yeah, the line for crickets will be super cheap. or short. I mean,
You're those fried crickets.
yeah. Or
They're actually
what were they?
interesting. I think they're crickets.
Yeah,
They got a
they're
little hot
crickets.
sauce on them. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They're a little
I tried
dry.
it.
They're a little dry.
Give me a
Would be
fucking
huge.
pretzel.
They're a
and
little
beer.
dry. Hey, whatever you're getting out there at the no longer Safeco field,
Oh, yeah,
because
it's a
the
T-Mobile
people,
or-
because no, it's not even bought yet. But the people who are
it should have been Xfinity.
the people who run Safeco, the company, the insurance company, realizes how bad it is in Seattle for the Mariners that they don't want to put their name on that shit. Damn, bro. Just saying. Just saying. That stadium does not have a name right now.
Oh man.
Just saying. Fix it. Take more than 2 steps forward, because you're definitely way further back than 2 steps forward. 2 steps back, excuse me.
Definitely.
It's bad. It's a hot Chernobyl fire mess. Is World War II nukes being dropped? I'm surprised we still have a Mariners team.
No mind.
Don't have a basketball team, but we got the Mariners.
And hockey scene.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I heard that the NHL wasn't particularly happy about the new projected date for the
Cubs
yearly-
probably trade you a few good players for Diaz. I think so too, man.
Yeah.
I think they need it.
They'll
Seahawks,
probably get some guys from the Brewers.
not the
too,
Seahawks.
or
The Mariners need some help out here. Other teams, I'm reaching out to you as a fan. Hook us up. We need it.
Come on, Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, no. We've got enough players from the Rays coming in and out.
Hey, man, the Rays actually, they ended up not having an awful season.
Stop it. Stop.
I think their record was better than the Mariners.
It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't
Just
matter.
saying.
Everybody has been better than the
What's up,
Mariners
Twitch?
the last 10 years. Twitch, I love you guys. Everybody's been better than the Mariners the last 10, 15, 18 years.
Almost 2 decades.
Almost 2 decades. Damn, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that fan, but it's about time somebody.
Well, I mean, and after
It's frustrating.
after 20 years, how are you not going to be a little frustrated?
Ah.
I mean,
Ugh.
if you're not, then obviously you really don't care about baseball that
I-
much.
It's, man, I don't even know what to say. Start by getting rid of Cano.
What's next? The coaches? I mean,
How many head coaches or GMs have the Mariners gone through this drought? DePito clearly doesn't know what he's talking about when he's talking about we're taking 2 steps back to analyze our 79-win season.
I don't know, man. I just cross my fingers and hope for the best.
Cross my fingers and hope for the best. That's what I think the front office is doing.
Yeah.
Cross my fingers and hope for the best. Let's have Ichiro back and play for us some more. What? Oh, dude. Ridiculous.
I don't know what to tell you, man. It just
Congratulations to Adrian Beltre on his retirement. Don't know if you saw that or not, but former Seattle Mariner Adrian Beltre called it a career and hangs up the cleats.
well, good for him.
Good for him. I like seeing that. I don't even really know what else to talk about at this point. If you want to talk about some rugby,
Oh.
then you have something about
Yeah,
rugby.
yeah, we got rugby.
I need to use the restroom.
All right, then.
So I will be right back, but drop some rugby knowledge on the people,
All right.
and I will be right back.
So we're getting towards the end of the end of the year rugby union internationals. you don't know what that is, that's where the Northern Hemisphere rugby teams host Southern Hemisphere rugby teams. Own a globe, if you don't understand hemispheres. That these games do count towards world rankings. That being said, Team USA is now, with their last win over Romania and Australia beating Italy, Team USA moves up 2 places and are now ranked number 13th in the world.
Is there one in there?
There we go. Got some notes for you. So, in last Saturday's game with the Eagles against Romania, here's how that played out. The Eagles won
Trade me.
31-5. So, Ruben de Haas scores first for the USA. So, it's 5-0.
That's a try, right? Or the
Yes.
try is okay. It's a try.
So, Romania then scores one of their own, 5-5. Then Bryce Campbell. Sorry.
I was like, whoa, he's playing rugby now?
Yeah, it's the chin. He can literally lead with it.
It's my boomstick. Sorry, go ahead.
He scores for the Eagles. No, it's 12-5. Then before the half, the Eagles get 3 more opportunities to score, but Romania stops them all 3 times. So in the second half, Ryan Mateus catches a chip kick and runs in to score.
What's a chip kick?
Well, one of the ways you can move the ball in rugby is by kicking it.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like you have it in your hand and you just kind of
it's the only way you can move the ball forward
without
down the
throwing
field.
it.
Well, you can't throw the ball forward. You don't move laterally or backwards.
Right.
So it's like a short punt, like an onside kick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he catches it and then runs in to score. So now it's 19-5. Then the Romanians lose the ball. Bryce Campbell picks it up and scores a second try of the game. So now it's 24-5. Then the Romanians sneak away from the ruck and score a try. But the officials review it, and it is called back.
Oh, no!
Yeah, the Romanians were offside, and then what happens is they call it, you strip the try. So basically they lose the points.
Okay. And that's when you lose points from that, that's called a strip?
Yeah, because they added the points, and then they had to take them away.
Okay.
So the score remains 24-5. And then Will Maggie cross kicks to Tim Maupin. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. And then he scores. And the game ends 31-5 for the USA Eagles.
I like it.
If you're interested in watching the last game, it'll be this Saturday. I don't think nope, I didn't write down the time because I'm an idiot. And it's against Ireland, and they're ranked number 2 in the world. So
what rank is the Eagles?
They're right now. You were in the bathroom, so I'll recap for you. With this win over Romania, and also I think it was also later in Saturday, Australia beat Italy, so they moved up 2 spaces. So they're number 13.
Okay, so they should get their asses handed to them
By Ireland?
By Ireland.
Probably. But
Okay.
this last Saturday was Team USA's 9th straight win.
Ooh.
And they are 10-1.
Okay.
So they've been playing some pretty good rugby.
I like to watch some rugby. We should watch some rugby.
Absolutely.
Ian Happen.
They are going to
So they're playing Brazil next?
No, they're playing Ireland next.
Ireland.
So if you go to USA Rugby, they'll tell you how you can watch it.
I'll check it out.
They broadcast the women's game, which is I have up next on YouTube, but you had to start watching it from the Irish channel. Okay. I don't know why they didn't.
I'm sure they have
it.
rugby Reddit streams.
Probably. I'm not sure what Reddit is, so there we go.
He's in the dark.
Hella in the dark, bro. All right, so women's rugby, because this is still part of the end of the year rugby union tournament. Not tournament, internationals. How that works is they have men's, women's. They also have, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like a junior team, like JV.
Okay.
For the women's national teams. And this international meeting, or it's also called Autumn Internationals.
10:30.
Yeah. Okay. So it starts at 10:30. The men's
Pacific
game.
Standard Time.
Yep.
Okay.
Is the only thing that's required for one of these test matches to take place is that for two teams to recognize each other as a team. So it doesn't have to be like Ireland versus Scotland or USA versus
Jamaica.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
It could be any professional rugby team.
Okay.
As long as both teams basically agree that they recognize each other as a team.
I like that.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
Because not a lot, but there are some countries that have two. So like New Zealand has
8.
Now they have 2. I can't remember both of them though. Yeah, they have the Maori All Blacks and another team that I can't recall the name of off the top of my head. I'm real new to this international rugby thing. I've mostly just watched college rugby. Is what I have done.
You're starting to intrigue my interest in some rugby. So
yeah, it's a really cool game to watch. So the women's rugby team, they beat Ireland 19-10. This is the first test match win since the 2017 Women's Rugby World Cup. So Kimber Rozier, hope I'm saying that one right, I'm just guessing, scores first for the Eagles. So it's 7-10, because after the try you kick more points. Right. So when you go past the goal line, where you go past the field goal,
2, right?
Yeah, it's worth 2.
Okay.
But wherever you go past the try line there, that determines where you get to kick from.
Okay.
So it's not always a straight shot like in football.
Right.
So that's why it's super important to try and get as close to the,
for lack of
better words, uprights.
Do they have hash marks on the field?
It's called a dot line.
It's called a dot line. So the same concept where at the end of the game, if a running back takes the ball and you have a timeout left, the running back takes the ball, and instead of trying to run for a touchdown or whatever, they run it more center into the field goal range to try and center up where the ball is kicked from. Is this essentially the same concept?
Yeah, so you got to you got the end zone or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And then wherever you run in is where you kick from on a line. So you don't kick from the right from the goal line.
Right.
So a series of offloads, basically just pass the ball back and forth through the teams. Caitlin Broughton scores. So now it's 12-0.
Okay.
Then it goes into halftime. And then right after halftime, Ireland scores. And now it's 12-5. And then the rest of it was pretty much just defensive and penalties. And then Mia Beiser scores again, so it's 19-5.
Okay. I got you.
And then pretty much more of the same. A lot of defensive, back and forth, trading the ball back and forth. Then Ireland scores one more time for a final of 19-10.
Shh. Man, you're really intriguing me into some rugby. I would like to. I'm just not educated enough to keep up the conversation, and I feel bad about it. Because it sounds like a very
it's just like
fun game to watch. You do need to get down on that some more.
I know.
I hope you are. Are you watching?
Yeah, I've been watching hockey. I just don't know enough about it to really feel like I can have.
I think you and I need to watch some hockey together, and you can ask me some questions and stuff like that. We should definitely get down on that.
We should do that. And the only reason I can sort of understand what I'm watching is just because I've just continued to watch.
Right. For me, I learned hockey by playing the game on the Xbox.
Oh my God. ESPN Ocho. Man, I'm not a button-down collar type of dude. I'm not down. And maybe ES or GCSN Ocho, Game Changer Sports Network.
Oh,
but not
okay. I see what you did
ESPN.
there.
Yeah. Not ESPN. I don't want to wear a tie when I talk about sports. But the reason why we don't talk about college sports as much as other people is because and we talked about this many times. We don't watch college sports very often.
No.
The only time
about it earlier in the show.
Yeah, the only time
2 college games.
The only time I watch college football is the Army-Navy game, and the only time, or in the Apple Cup, and the only time that I pay attention to any other college sport is March Madness.
I probably watch a little bit more college football just because when a bowl game's on, I'll put it on just because. But
I didn't watch the last 3 national championships. I just don't care.
I think the last college game that I watched outside of the Apple Cup or the Army-Navy game was when UW played Alabama.
Yeah.
And I wish I hadn't.
Yeah. Well, and you knew that was going to happen.
Oh, I did too.
And that's why
I wasn't going to lie to myself
and
say that, UW was going to go down there and beat Alabama.
See, that's the difference between me watching college football and NFL. Because Alabama's going to steamroll UW in the playoff game.
Right.
Whereas a few weeks ago, we were like, oh, yeah, New England's going to poop all over Tennessee. Psych.
Yeah.
It's more exciting. I enjoy that.
Agreed.
As far as the NHL vote, I've been waiting to talk about it because I'm more excited than I can put into words about it right now because I'm a huge NHL fan. I like watching hockey. If I don't have it, I stay at home and I watch my son during the day while my wife is at work, and I watch hockey. I watch highlights from sports. I do all of that stuff. Mostly throw on some hockey. I don't even watch the NBA as much as I watch NFL highlights. But I pay for that hockey pass that we have. I like hockey. I'm a big St. Louis Blues fan, which I'm not going to touch right now. Because that's even a bigger dumpster fire right now than Jerry DePito talking about how we're taking 2 steps back. Because they just fired their head coach. I don't want to talk about it. But the Blues are struggling hard right now. And I love watching NHL. I found a huge spot in my heart for it. And when Seattle gets a team, which we know that it's going to happen. Like,
hope so.
I don't want to jinx it just because,
R.I.P.
rest in peace. But that right
Where's
there,
my cognac? Of course, I'm out.
that right there is, hopefully going to start bringing some butts into the seats with the NHL to maybe tell these guys over here at the National Basketball Association that Seattle's here and they're big sports fans.
Well, and if you don't know that's okay, people in Seattle obviously like the Seahawks, like the Mariners. Seattle is a basketball town.
The Storm have more of a fan base than almost any other franchise
Look at how many
in the WNBA.
Look at how many people show up to watch Seattle University basketball. I mean,
even Gonzaga fans show out.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically a community college.
Yeah.
And everybody goes.
Because we like sports up here. We like basketball. It rains all the time.
It's nice to be inside.
It's good to be inside. I don't want to go outside and throw a football around and get wet.
No, inside.
I'm just kidding. I thought it was funny. Let's go inside and shoot some hoops. Seattle is the perfect area for some basketball.
Yeah, and they haven't won a national championship in a while, but UW, consistently good basketball program. WSU, consistently good basketball program. Gonzaga, obviously, is
Washington's ready for hockey has been for a long time.
Yeah,
but we're very ready for basketball back here professionally.
Oh, absolutely. In Washington, we feel about basketball the same way the South feels about football.
Yeah, dude. I don't.
Okay, well, maybe not that bad, but
it sucks not having a dog in the fight. I don't ever turn on the NBA simply because I don't have a dog in the fight. Yeah. I really only watch the NBA to root against LeBron James.
Yes.
Or root for Kevin Durant.
Yes.
And I almost don't even want to root for Kevin Durant because he's on a stacked Golden State Warriors team.
I still got love for him. I
still got love for the boy. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to say if he joins LeBron James, I might lose a little bit of respect for him. But we're not going to go down that road yet. We're not going to talk about that. Not going to talk about that. But I'm ready for NHL. I love NHL. We got kind of derailed with the basketball thing here, but we need NHL here. The NHL here we're so close to Canada. Why don't we have a damn hockey team?
And that rivalry with Vancouver would be
so
huge.
Good.
That would be great.
So good. And then we'll bring that back. And I want that back more than I want the NHL here. But I love hockey so much that I want NHL here. I love the Blues. I already got a dog in the fight. That was the first NHL team that I saw live. So even if Seattle doesn't get an NHL team, I have a team that I root for. Whereas I used to have a team, and now it's gone.
At least the Trailblazers are doing good.
The Trailblazers are doing good. But I'm not a Trailblazers fan, and I'm not going to root for Oregon teams because they're close to me. No. It's not going to happen.
And I'm definitely not going to root for
don't need another NHL team. I haven't watched the NBA since Sanlex left. That's true. Days of Christmas Prunger are gone. I feel you, man. Seattle sports are way down. It's true. So, we've extended this a lot longer than we're at 44 minutes.
Oh, plus an hour.
Yeah.
I was talking about just, the excess minutes between the hours. But, I feel like, and I didn't even really make that many notes this time, but
But you know what? It had to be said.
The damn Mariners are
a mess.
But yeah,
A
let's
mess.
not go down
I'm
that
not gonna
rabbit
do
hole
Yeah,
again.
because we'll be down talking about it for the
But-
30 minutes.
I needed to say it. I needed to get it out there. We need a basketball team. The NHL is coming soon. I look forward to that.
Yep.
Seahawks are doing okay. Seattle sports, it is down, but it's looking up.
And to go back to the E ESPN Ocho, we do have defending rugby champions.
There you
That's
go.
true.
Hey, you know what? We also have a WNBA championship team.
How many
I'll
other
say
cities have
that.
2 championships teams right now?
Nobody.
And MLS Sounders.
Sounders just got eliminated.
I know, but
But still, technically.
they did. They won the MLS Cup 2 years ago.
It's
Yeah,
true.
but that
it's
was 2
true.
years ago.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, well, how is it?
I'm not gonna pick on them. I'm not gonna pick on them. I'm not gonna pick on them. But
Well, I can't because I don't really know what the hell's going on.
But I will say this. I'm really looking forward to how this podcast is going because I'm reaching out to a lot of seriously, I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm reaching out to a lot of athletes that are associated with Seattle sports. So I'm hoping that we can start getting, I'm not going to name drop right now just because I don't have guarantees from anybody. But I'm looking forward to, because I am talking to people and I'm emailing people that if you're a Seattle sports fan, you should know who some of these people are. And I'm really looking forward to this. So if you guys are, continue watching, hopefully you guys see some interviews from us towards some Seattle legendary sports athletes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. We're talking about getting some business cards, and we're going to start dropping some business cards around the area. I'm trying to promote, share our podcast. We're Talking Interference Sports. We're on the Game Changer Sports Network. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. We have a Facebook page. I run all of these things. I'm out here trying to grind this out. Guys, help us grind it out. Let the word out. Go check out Run the Gauntlet. This is my boy Justin over here. He's our off-screen guy. We are out here, guys, and we're trying to grind this out. I'm trying to get some other people involved in this. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for everybody showing up. I appreciate all of the help from everybody. Eric's the man, too. You want to give some shout-outs to some people?
No.
Okay, so check it out. If you guys are in the Seattle, Everett area,
Oh, I didn't see Devin watching.
Devin did not.
I just wanted to see his cousin.
I miss you, Devin. Go Hawks, go Huskies. Bring back our Sonics NHL team. Go Seattle. Don't forget to tune in at KISW 99.9 FM, the Rock of Seattle. Froblo, I heard you. Don't forget to drop us down there. Say check out Sports Interference or Talk Interference Sports when you're checking that or when you're talking to them. I like it, bro. I'm out here. We're out here.
Oh yeah.
If you guys are in the Seattle Everett area and you want some discounted coffee, the library out there in Everett has an attached coffee shop called Tabby's Coffee. And if you mention that you heard on our podcast to go and get a cup of coffee from them, she'll give you a discount. That's my aunt. She runs that place. And she said, bring in all the people, get a discounted coffee. The place is very nice. Check it out. We're Talking Interference Sports.
Yeah.
And we're with the Game Changer Sports Network.
Oh yeah.
You.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Jay Buhner shirts all around. Buhner shirts all around. Everybody gets one. You got one. You got one. Oh, yeah. And we're also talking about getting some merchandise. So when we get that, guys, if you're interested in getting some merchandise, let me know. My name's Nick Eubanks. You can find me on Facebook, whatever. And we're working on merchandise. If you want to rock some Talk Interference Sports sweatshirts, neckties, coffee mugs, whatever, let me know. I'll get it made.
Oh,
We'll
God.
start doing it. Oh my God.
Yeesh.
We've ran this very far today. Thanks for everybody who was watching today, previous shows, everything. And Dennis, get a hold of me, man. Anybody who's watching, though, seriously, thank you guys. We love you. You guys are the reason why we're doing this, continuing to do this, because we do it anyway.
It's true.
We do it anyway. We just decided to start recording it. So, love you guys, and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday. Eat a lot of turkey. Eat it for me. Good night, Fro Blow. You guys take care.
See you later, guys.
Take care.